Hey, everybody! Happy Dungeon Denizens Day! That's it.
It must be Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Happy Thursday at 9 o'clock. I feel like we haven't done this in months.
Yeah, it does seem like that and everything. Most good evening to you, Sir Michael.
Yeah. And hello to you, Chris, and hello to everybody who's tuning in tonight for for whatever reason. I don't know why we haven't got all this traffic going on in the chat. It's like,
Yeah, what's going on? It seems like everybody's really excited about something. I didn't know we were just going to talk about monsters again.
yeah, we have charts. No, we don't have charts. We don't have charts.
Yeah, no charts, no charts, just talking about monsters. We thought you guys would be tired of us talking about monsters at this point.
God knows I am. But we couldn't even get Joe to show up on this show. He's so tired.
No, what the heck with that? He just said that's a great idea as long as I'm not involved.
Right. Well, I hope everybody out there is having a good night. And so, as I'm sure that you have heard, there's a purpose for tonight's shows. So, Chris, as I said in an earlier meeting, this is all your fault. So why don't you?
Kind of. I mean, we tried to get out. No, we didn't try to get out of it. So no, this was actually, like I said, this was actually a lot of fun. It was a lot of work going through all the submissions. We actually had teams of people going through them and different layers and that, so we kind of wouldn't see the names and be influenced and everything. So, but we finally got it down to the final 20 numbers. Like I said, we're here tonight to reveal the final 20 or shatter dreams out there. So one or the other. Hopefully we call your guys' name out. We're hoping we're actually going to make a little bit of a game out of this. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if people like this. What we're going to do is Mike and I are going to tag team. We're going to go back and forth, and we're going to give you the name of the monster. We're going to give you the name of the backer who designed the monster. Those are probably the two most important things. And then we're going to read you the description, kind of like a 1 or 2 sentence description of the monster. And then we want everybody in the chat to try and guess if this monster was submitted for DCC or 5e. And I will warn you, we might have some tricks in our little descriptions in there to try and throw you off. Keywords, might I even say. So we encourage folks to play along if they'd like to. And again, if you're not, obviously if you're not at the show, you're not hearing me say this, but don't worry, we will post these in an update probably tomorrow morning. So everybody who does not tune in or watch later on YouTube or whatnot will be able to see the list, and you'll be able to download that list and show it to your friends for bragging rights at your game night, hopefully this weekend. Did I miss anything, Mike?
I don't know. We just want to say thank you, everybody who did submit monsters. We had a wide selection, but as you know, we only had 20 slots to fill, and and it wasn't easy. I mean, even Chris and I, our final list, we had our finals, and we basically compared. We had to even trim that down in order to fit the last 20. So
yeah, the last few were the hard ones. The last few, that's what it was. That was probably hard. Probably like getting like the first 15 or 16 or so probably wasn't so bad. Then it was those last few that was kind of like, well, do we want this one or do we want this one? And it's kind of like, okay, make your argument.
Right.
Yes, so we had somewhere over 100 submissions, but less than 500 submissions. So somewhere between there, we had a lot of submissions, and they were for the most part solid. And we also want to thank everybody. Just about everybody followed the rules pretty darn closely, so we were very excited about that. That made our job easier and harder. Part of us probably wanted people not to follow the rules as much, because then we could have eliminated those quickly. but for the most part, everything that got through to us were fairly good. So thank everybody for that. That was really awesome.
Yep. And so I don't know. I think that's about it. I think we've got 20 we've got to go through here. So it's if we give 3 minutes to everyone, we'll be here for a full hour. So let's dive in and get this rolling here.
Move it along. So I am gonna start with the first one. So our first, and I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna mess up. I'm putting the old man glasses on here. So our first monster is and again, if you're in the chat and you hear your name and or your monster called out, please chat it up, man. This is your time to boast and brag to all your brethren out there. Our first
3 minutes immediately after you're being announced as yours, and after that we're moving on. That's it.
And these are in Bobo the Magic Cone. These are in no particular order.
Yes.
So we didn't rank them like 1 to 2. That's crazy talk, actually ranking them. So the first monster on my list for tonight is called the Adaptive Guard by Samuel Watt. And this is here's your description: a gleaming warden constructed from law-infused metal with adaptive properties to nullify damage that affects it, and an array of adaptive weapons.
So those
wouldn't that suck if the monster had the same name of yours, but it was someone else's creation? That is hilarious.
I'm pretty sure we didn't hear that. All right, so right now it looks like people are overwhelmingly saying that that's a DCC monster. We only have two
Brad.
people.
Did Brad say Toon? So yeah. Yes, it looks like it's mostly DCC, and the rule system for that one is 5e. Oh yeah, we tricked you up a little bit there, folks. So all right, take it away, Mike.
All right. Our next one up is the Agony Leech by Andrew J. Patch. So congratulations, Andrew. The Agony Leech is a collection of tiny worm-like monsters that are attracted to places of misery, such as battlefields, torture chambers, and prisons, and they feed off a target's traumatic memories. So if anybody has any guess what that one is for, so so yeah. Either DCC or anything by White Wolf. No. I guarantee we didn't get any storyteller systems, Brad. We did.
Yeah. Oh wow. People are
everybody's saying DCC.
Leaning heavy into DCC on that one.
Yep. And you would all be correct. Yes, that was a DCC monster from Andrew J. Patch. So
you win a year's supply of cereal.
Agony Leeches.
Agony Leeches, that's right. That's not the prize you want to win.
Not at all.
At all. All right. So okay. Our next one, it doesn't look like we have any of the designers in the chat yet. No one's saying, ooh, that's mine. So okay, this is a serious one, folks. Despite the name, this one's really serious. This is the Devil Dragon Eggs by Brian Richard. So these are unhatched dragonlings snuffed out by adventurers, but now bent on revenge, fueled by fiendish corruption.
So if you like your eggs, sunny side up, these are definitely not.
There we go. Oh, yep. Everybody leaning into DCC. Both. Well, eventually they'll be both.
Yes.
No. Oh, now somebody really wants deviled eggs. Oh, history professor. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, here come all the egg emojis. So the answer to this one is 5e, actually. Yeah. So I did say corruption, but like I said, we're actually going to try and stump you guys. So maybe you guys got to change your strategies back a little bit. And I have to admit, when this one came across and I saw the name of it, I was like, Devil Dragon Eggs, really? And I'm like, and then I read the monster. It was not half bad. Obviously, it made the list, so it was actually kind of cool. So
yeah. So all right. A lot of people started off thinking that was DCC. 5e started coming around to the end though. So people slowly beginning to get the rules here, or the method to our madness here. All right. Next up we have, this is The Drowned Dead by Stefan Surratt, who is a name that people say some of the DCC community may recognize. So Stefan's Drowned Dead, these are victims claimed by the inky depths, that are claimed by a petty god and animated to serve until their bloated bodies rot. They can inflict a horrific coral infection and whisper the horrible truth that can lead to a watery death. And congratulations, Sleepy Fingers. That's it. We actually have somebody in here. I think at least possibly. No, we have no way to verify Sleepy Fingers actually is Stefan, but so
we can just come on. In my own headspace, it is. So that's awesome.
So we have a lot of DCC, but surprisingly some 5e in there as well.
Oh yeah, we're trying to trick them up, and they're all like 5e. They're all guessing 5e now too.
But considering Stefan is one of the co-hosts of Rules is Written, which talks about the DCC rules, you would be wrong if you choose 5e. The Drowned Dead was in fact a DCC monster.
Awesome.
Just when you think you figured out our pattern, we mix it up. That's it.
All right. Now this one's gonna trick everybody based on the title of this next monster name. This is the Gong Warden by Michael Robert Walden Jr. This is an animated construct shaped as a gong created to guard a sacred site, and it wields a pair of mallets that has a host of sound-based attacks. So, what possibly game system can the Gong Warden be?
You've got an animated Gong with a pair of mallets coming for your butt. That's it.
Yep.
It's like a two-dimensional Kool-Aid man.
Exactly. Dr. Gong. Ooh, I like that. Dr. Gong. I figured it was Gong by the name. Yeah, so that is it's definitely DCC. So we tried to trip you guys up, but we just couldn't on that one. So
yeah, it's obviously the association with Dungeon Crawl Classics and Gong at this point is pretty much inseparable at this point. All right. That is leading us to this is the next one is Iskor by Marshall Peterson. And the Iskor is a mutated moth-like insectoid with saw blade-like forearms with barbs that can swing around in a segmented flourish. It doesn't only hunt to satiate its hunger, but it gets profane pleasure from prey spasms, screams, and cries. So this you want a giant bug light in order to deal with this one. You want a big bug zapper.
Ooh, this one's stumping them. They're not sure what it is.
So,
oh my gosh! Wow, we're not going to repeat that comment.
Oh, that's it.
Goodness.
I don't know.
Well, it is. Oh wow, it is like 50-50. All right, you got a couple of DCCs.
The IRS does not count.
Nope.
We're not mentioning that here. Big Brother's watching. But those of you who said Dungeon Crawl Classics are correct. The Iskor was originally submitted using the DCC rules, but as you should all know by now, there will be a 5e version of it.
Yes.
In the 5e book. So everything we're meeting tonight will be available in both rule sets.
That's no rule system left behind on our products here.
Except for Whole. We're
not
making anything for Whole. I promise you that.
Yep. And nothing for Tune either. Not yet, at least.
There are many people who have gotten this far in their life with being unaware of Whole. I am not one of them.
All right. Our next monster of the evening is the Itinerant Grasper by Christopher Gucci. And this is an unnatural collection of grasping arms with grafted eyeballs on the palms, fused to an animated fleshy core that has a rending rolling attack. So what does that sound like? I mean, it sounds like a mess is what it sounds like, first of all. But I got a DCC. Oh, yeah, we're leaning heavy into DCC. Oh, we got a 5e. DCC. Psychotic. Yeah, I'd go with that. DCC. Believe it or not, this is a 5e submission. So,
I mean, I was reading this one. I said, it said to me it sounded like a DCC one. I thought the things were tough, but the stats were 5e. So it reminds me of those little
those squish balls.
Yeah.
Those little koosh balls. They were like, those
koosh balls with arms with eyeballs in it and weapons. So
yeah. So but if you've got a kid, you went through a koosh ball stage at some point. So because they were all the rage.
Brad, you didn't get to draw yet because we just got the monster.
Yeah, I mean, geez, I'm like, wow. It's like, well, in other words, you're late, Brad.
All right. So for next one, those of you at home start singing the SpongeBob theme, because we have the Jolly Crabber by Richard Gong. And the Jolly Crabber is basically a sentient swarm of crabs disguised as a humanoid, but possessed by an evil spirit and serving as a skeletal host. So it's like 300 crabs in a trench coat, basically.
That is exactly what it is. In a trench coat. Yes, it's definitely a trench coat. So
yep. All right.
Crabs in trench coat.
I
see lots of DCCs. I see a 5e. Lots of DCCs. And a pineapple under the sea. Oh yeah, yep. Now I've got that song in my head. And so thanks everybody.
I know, dude. You can't have something named Jolly Crabber and not think Mr. Crab. But the answer to this one is this was a 5e monster. So surprise or not, see, this is the example. This is a prime idea of the people who are attracted to Goodman games, because you're all sick and demented. Doesn't matter what you're playing. Doesn't matter if you're playing 5e or DCC or something like this. Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, and it's good when you announce the monster's name and your producer behind the screen is like laughing. It's hilarious. So, all right, our next monster that we will reveal is hopefully I get this one name right here. This is the Libri or the Libri Animatum.
Libri Animatum.
Animatum. All right, yeah, we'll call it Animatum. That sounds fine. So it's not how we would say it in New Jersey, but that's good. And this is by Thomas Carl Birchers. This is an animated conglomeration of books, scrolls, and parchment, the spirits of souls consumed by research. So yeah, so this is like when you're cramming for that final exam and you turn into an undead construct, basically, because you went insane. So that's exactly what this one is.
Junior year, that's it.
Yep. The history professor, exactly. Yep. Definitely 5e. It's my office. Yep. History professor's having way too much fun with this one. 5e DCC, love this concept. Conan the Librarian slew one. Oh, that's a deep cut right there. Conan the Librarian, nice. That's awesome.
I think 5e is slightly ahead here.
I think so too. We've got a couple of DCs coming in.
The longer we talk, the more people start throwing in the other one.
They do. That's true. So we're gonna call this one as it is right now. This was a 5e design.
Do characters read in DCC if their intelligence is high enough? All right. Next up, we have the Mirari. The Mirari by Zach Dougherty. And the Mirari are spirits that are a byproduct of a multitude of victims who have experienced exhausted relief and awe, only to drop into utter despair before passing from life. So it's I am so amazed and so awestruck that I fall dead. So.
And he's in the chat. Jib Cutter is live in the chat, yakking it up. Oh, so congrats, man.
Oh, okay, Jib Cutter. Well, congratulations. Again, we have no way of proving it, but
of course. But he's saying he is, and it looks like it's supported by other people, so it's got to be true, right? I mean, it's got to be true. So
all right. Just see. Right. But we only had one person guess. And only one person for that one said it was DCC. So, all right, and you were wrong. I mean, this was a 5e monster. So sorry.
And folks, we are halfway through. That is 10 monsters down.
Yeah.
10 more to go. So, if you're still waiting on the edge of your seat, half are already made the cut, and there's only 10 more to go. And we're gonna move on to our next one right now.
By the way, we're not expecting the show to go for a full hour.
No. So it's like, we're in and out. This is going to be a quick one tonight, folks. Yeah. So we are looking at the next monster is called the Shadow Gaunt. And this is by Matthew C. Hanfield. I got that right. And the description is an inky black shroud of shadow. Its face is that of a chattering skull covered in black oily goo with a deadly enshroud attack. And they serve as guardians. So yes, it's a shadow type of a critter there. So anybody wagering a guess on which system? I got D5E.
D5E is not a thing.
Yeah, that's 5.5. Yeah, we're not there yet. So maybe okay, it looks like 5E's look like they're ruling the day here.
Yep, slightly 5E slightly ahead.
Yep, a Gong Golem. We already had the Gong Golem. It's like we're past that now. So I know it's so cool though. Maybe we want a second one. The Greater Gong Golem. Okay, we're gonna call that that was indeed a 5E design.
Yeah, and yeah. So if anybody's actually serious, if you're guessing Lankmar or Dyers or anything like that, we made no distinction. So so it's either DCC or 5e. We didn't bring it down to it. There are no MCC entries. This was for most of the thing. If it's a DCC monster, we use an MCC anyway. So, but all right. Okay. Next up is a one that I like for a number of reasons. First of all, This is the Shipwrecker Recluse by Edward Graham. So this is an aquatic gargantuan spider that weaves invisible webs capable of ensnaring entire ships in sea passages and canyons. Once picked clean of the crew, the ship hulls are bizarre trophies hanging up there for the web. So I like this one because, hey, I mean, who doesn't love giant spiders? And Edward Graham submitting from my old stomping grounds in the Hudson Valley. So Hudson Valley represent. So, yeah,
All
I saw that
right.
Planet episode too. most of DCC. We wanted to for 5e DCC, and yes, so yes, everybody who gets DCC, you are correct. This is a giant DCC spider. So, and as you're right, there's always room for spiders, especially ones that collect entire ships.
Especially huge, ginormous spiders, especially.
It says gargantuan.
Yes.
Things that might trip people up, but not this group.
Tried, not this group. We couldn't do it. So, all right. The next one this is just a cool name. It just conjures a wonderful image. The Slaughter Knight, by Heath Harris. And the Slaughter Knight is a mass of armor, bone, and bloody sinew, twice the size of a human, rising from a mass grave on a battlefield. It has a flail of fused, smoking skulls in place of one of its hands, and it leaves a trail of smoking blood. Wow, that is like, it's a good description right there.
Oh, Slaughter Knight. I was reading that as S Laughter Knight. Like that's
completely wrong. Sergeant Slaughter, the knight.
Sergeant Slaughter.
See, knowing is half the battle.
If somebody had submitted an undead Sergeant Slaughter right there,
that would have made it.
Sorry, we would have had to kick somebody off the list.
There was a WWE role-playing game at one point, I believe, or I don't know if it was a role-playing game, but back in the day.
Was there? I know there was.
Yeah, there was. I remember it at Gen Con. I remember some big special tournament or something at Gen Con about it. So Laughter Night would be cool too. So stat it up. Want it to be DC, but I bet it's 5e. We got 5e. Good song title. Hulkamania Running Wild. We were just getting silly now. This guy is a 5e design.
5e monster. The S Laughter Knight is the DCC version.
S Laughter Knight. That's awesome.
All right. Our next one, proving that if people listen to us babble on these shows long enough, they realize what we like. The next one is the Sledge Goblin by Sam Crawford. And so those of you playing along on this, the Sledge Goblin are bloated goblins that dwell in damp underground or urban sewers, and they attack en masse. And when killed, their body explodes in a pestilent burst. So I believe we had kidded around for like a random exploding goblin chart at one point. Somebody beat us to it. They said, "Hey, exploding goblin sounds like a great idea." So that's what we're going. So Sledge Goblin. Every Sledge Goblin sounds hard. Yes.
Yep, lots of DCCs coming in.
A lot of DCCs coming in. Yep. And those of you who have submitted DCC, you are correct. This is a DCC monster. Hey,
Edward, who did the shipwreck rescue, had some trouble logging in. Oh, but that's awesome! Congratulations, Edward. I'm glad that you could make it. You just missed your name. You'll have to go back and watch the recording of it and everything. We literally just missed it. So
I went to college one exit up the thruway from where you live there, Eddie. So
yes, that is so cool. So all right, so we are back to me. So the next one, go to the glasses to make sure we don't make any mistakes.
Nope.
The Spindle Foot by Nicholas Menenga is what I'm gonna go with on that one. And hopefully I didn't butcher your name too bad there. So this is a twisted spider-like horror with 5 long multi-knuckled legs, each with an iron spike, surrounded by a barrel-sized ovoid body, all covered with rough brown hair.
It's not like the worst coconut ever.
It does actually. It does look, and coconuts are nasty, but yeah.
It's only in Russia. Coconut eat you.
Allegedly, Nicholas is in chat too. Woo, Spindlefoot is my baby. I don't, if it is your baby, okay. But congratulations. So yeah, they're all starting to come on. Yes, look at this. Everybody's supporting. I see lots of 5es, and yes, I'm going to call it right now. It is a 5e design. So cool. My co-creator is another time zone, but she'll be super stoked when I learn that. Awesome. That's so cool. We're going to get to time zones in a second when we're done. It's fascinating just to let you guys know just how far and wide over the planet, I said planet, that these monsters came from in our top 20. So
literally tens of countries.
Yep. Take it away, Mr. Curtis.
All right. Next up, we have The Spring Nad by Jeremy Throckmorton. And the Spring Nad is an aberrant that dwells under loamy soil in meadows and along stream banks. It uses a mesmerizing babble to lure its victims into its clawed clutches as it pulls it into the morass of the ground. So it's like luring quicksand with tendrils. No, it actually, you know what? It reminds me a little of it. It reminds me of
the wolf in sheep's clothing.
I was thinking the Thing in Enemy Mine.
Okay, all right. Well, that works too. Yes, that definitely. Yeah, okay, I get that.
Enemy Mine, the thing that almost eats zombies.
There you go. Yeah, this one totally reminded me of the wolf in sheep's clothing. When you get the, our little one sentence description might not have said, but if you read the whole description of the thing, you definitely get that vibe.
It's more undergroundy. So all right, so I don't know where this started, but we have a lot of people are chiming in 5e for that.
They are
5e DCC. Sounds crazy. Love it. Wait, people remember the movie Enemy Mine? Yes, I do. It was one of those shows. It was one of those, I had HBO back when like Enemy Mine was on the show, on that.
It was on like all the time,
times a day.
Yes. That's what HBO did, man. And
when you were before we get sidetracked, the Spring Ad was submitted for DCC.
There we go. Make sure we get that because that's important because it's not legit if we don't say what that's from. So no, we have to start all over again. Pick 20 new monsters if we don't get that right. So this is awesome. So you guys are chatting it up. We can't even keep track of it. So we have only a few more monsters left. By my count, 4 more. We're down to the final 4. So our next monster is the Stone Shaper by Christopher Michael Rowe. And this is a humanoid with flaky, stony skin with a pyramidal head with 3 eyes on each surface. And they can mold the earth into beautiful art or deadly earthen spikes and can even turn flesh to stone. So it sounds like it's a Zorn that's a little bit crazy with some extra abilities, a little bit more deadly. That is the Stone Shaper. I see DCC. I see DCC again. Final countdown. There you go, man. So that's what we're here for deep cut movies and classic 80s hits. That's what we're here for. Stone 5e TV next. Oh wow, we're starting. Everybody's like looking through their shelves to try and come up with the most obscure game system they can. Yes. Okay. Yes, everybody's right. It's D&D Next. No, it's not D&D Next. It's actually DCC. That was a DCC design.
Wasn't D&D Next the working title for 5e?
That was the working title for 5e. Yeah, that was
when we wrote the first 5th edition fantasy using the D&D Next giveaway they gave out at Gen Con. The Dragon Spear that had the roll sword. That's
Palladium. Now we're getting some more deep cuts here. Palladium Rifts, Palladium here. Yep, it's getting there.
Yeah. All right. Story time, boys and girls, because this next one up is The Story Shade by Teague von Bohlen. And this is, I hope it's pronounced Teague's name correctly, but and the Story Shade is a misty formed undead cursed to where its body fell, and it is compelled to tell its tale of woe and destruction to a captive audience. Kind of like you folks tonight.
Yes.
Listening to us babble along here. So that is The Story Shade. Congratulations, Teague. Thank you very much for your submission. We enjoyed it. We got a couple DCCs, DCC so far. Like the Ancient Mariner. A little bit of the Ancient Mariner.
Yeah, definitely.
Less dead.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that one is a 5e. That was a 5e doing. So, as well as it's like, the descriptions, like with that, that's it. Yeah, they're not. They're the descriptions. See, they can fit both.
Yeah,
I'm saying is the line is very, very thin. No.
I like that. So next time, submit a monster with the name beginning with the letter S. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our 20 monsters begin
Yeah,
with the letter
just
S. Well, it's a popular letter, folks. I mean, what could we say? So,
I mean,
only
everybody knew we already had aardvark monsters, so I mean, they couldn't.
exactly.
Wait, we didn't have
So,
armadillo monsters. We didn't have any aardvarks.
yeah, no aardvarks yet.
And
Armadillos,
that
yeah.
could have been it. Not only could not if you had submitted a awesome aardvark monster,
That
not only
would
could
have
you possibly have gotten it, but you would have been first.
we would have said that that would have filled a niche is what that would have done. So, all right, so we have 2 left. So here's my last monster of the night. This is the Taker Below by Marcus, okay, Shakowski, I'm going to call that. Abandoned bodies on the battlefield that decay and rot into restless undead. They are attracted to footfalls, attacking with surprise, grappling targets, and pulling them down into the earth to smother them.
Where they shell nice meat with a spring net.
Yeah, definitely a lot of battlefield horrors going on in these. Yeah, quite a few undead tonight. Yeah, undead. I would say undead and constructs were probably the 2 most popular types of monsters that were submitted. Just and we're not busting out charts or anything because that's just crazy. But yeah, just I would say that seemed to be the popular ones that people went to. X Crawl. This one could I think would work with X Crawl. Many of these could work for X Crawl. So definitely the devil dragon eggs. They work very well. Blood
I mean,
Bowl, dude, that's another. Now I want to go play Blood Bowl. Just...
Start painting. That's it.
Yeah, start painting. No, I didn't say I didn't want to paint Blood Bowl figures. I wanted to play Blood Bowl.
You must paint to play Blood Bowl. It's funny, is because we did get like a lot of undead. We got a lot of constructs or everything. Like it's almost as if the people submitting these monsters have been drawing from the same wellspring of fantasy for decades. So it's not a surprise that a lot of people's mind went to the same place. So no.
Ooh, look at all the love for Blood Bowl. So Impact Miniatures, is that Tom? Is that you? And Tom, did you really write Blood Bowl? You'd be my hero, like if that was the case. Like, I mean, not only do you produce awesome minis and dice, but wow, that would be amazing. So all right, now again, we get distracted. Oh, yeah, wow! Oh my gosh!
Impact. There's a reason there's miniatures in Impact Miniatures. Go check out the website.
I did not know that Tom from Impact Miniatures wrote Blood Bowl. Oh my God! This changes everything. We're done here. We're done here. No, we got.
No, we can't because we got one more. We have to announce.
We have one more, and we've saved the best for last.
Tom was the head writer from 2008 to 2010 for Blood Bowl. So there you go.
Oh, okay. So,
but we digress.
Yes.
So, all right. So we're down to our last one tonight. So, if your submission has not been mentioned yet, this is the last chance, and we're going to break some dreams tonight. So I'm very sorry about that, but we have high hopes that there will be a Dungeon Denizens 2. Not anytime soon, but we have plans. All right. So the final one is. And again, this one I think we're going to pronounce it right. This is one I'm not worried about pronouncing the actual author. So this is the tongue-eating Cymorthoa or Samorthoa, so Mothoa.
I would say Samothua. That's probably
Samothua,
right.
And this is by Gregory Peter Setliff. And this one these are swarms of tiny crustaceans that occur in tropical waters. Using gas stored under its tail, it can propel itself rapidly in an effort to enter the target's mouth. If it is in a humanoid's mouth, it severs the tongue and attaches to the stump to assume its function. This is the bane of spellcasters that rely on verbal incantations. So yeah, so it is a tongue severer replacement monster.
Yes, apparently based off of, because we had to check this out, based off of a real creature.
That is Bug Professor, or so they claim.
Yes.
Although nice. I'm going to say somebody with the name of Bug Professor, I think is a good chance that they submitted this one.
Yes, without a doubt. So yeah, apparently based off a real creature. I'm not sure how we're going to do some of the mechanics on this thing, but we'll come up with something cool because
that's why we farm them out.
Yes, because I mean it's crazy, and it's like I remember looking it over and I'm like, don't know how we're gonna do this, but but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, and we'll make it. We'll make it better.
So that was those were our 20 winners.
Yes.
We would love to include all of them, but we couldn't because I mean, we really wanted really good ones.
and this is absolutely fascinating, folks. So obviously, the majority of our submissions came in from the good old US of A, but we had representatives from 5 different continents across our great planet. We had, just to throw out some places that we had, New Zealand was represented tonight, Malta, the UK, Australia, South Korea, and South Africa, and then just a bevy of them from and Beacon, New York. So I can't forget Beacon, New York. So.
Well, I got one from Antarctica. It's this sled dog just showed up, and this
that would have been so cool if we would have gotten one from Antarctica. Oh my God. So there you have it, everybody. Yeah, way to go, Earth. Earth did a great job.
Terra.
Exactly.
In your face, Mars.
So,
no Venetians submitted any winning monsters. So there you go.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this format for announcing these. We kind of had a lot of fun kind of yucking it up here for a bit. Like I said, we will be putting the list out tomorrow, and then if you're not watching tonight, you can always catch us on YouTube afterwards. Elena will just get this posted like instantaneously, right?
Right.
So it'll be up when it gets up, folks.
Yeah. I feel like we should like sneak release something or announce something or like that. like we
Whoa,
do.
What? Really? We can do that?
I mean, once.
Once you can do everything.
We're looking for jobs.
Yeah, it's like you do it once, and then I don't know if my one time doing something like that, I might want to do something when I'm a little bit more prepared, but. I don't know. Yeah.
Yes. Every monster is getting an illustration. Every monster is getting a color illustration. Just so.
Yes. And there will be I think Joe has said he was going to be crazy and said he were going to do the cardboard cutouts for them and everything, the cardboard pawns. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty amazing. And like I said, you're going to get both rule systems, so it doesn't matter which book that you backed, or both of them. You're going to get all these monsters, both, even though we said they were DCC 5e. We're going to turn them over to the team, and they're going to convert them up. We've gotten really good at this. So over the years, we've got really good at taking things and converting them to other rule systems. So we'll just keep on going. So, but yeah, I'd like to say congratulations to everybody, and thank you to everybody else who submitted monsters, and giving Mike and myself and our team something to do for the last couple of weeks, because we had nothing else to do. So so it was great. And those of you who were on the list, we'll be sending contracts out to you shortly. And we'll be getting those out to you, because this is all like legit and everything. So once again, thanks everybody.
All right. So everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you all Dungeon Denizens 2 in 2025.
Oh no, that's the announcement. You made a date. Everybody take care, and we'll see you guys next time.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.